Sensors are a big reason that smartphones nowadays work like magic. And we're all well aware of the common sensors such as the accelerometer and the proximity sensor, but there are so many others like the in-display fingerprint sensor which make our smartphones even smarter. Want to know more about such sensors? Keep watching. Hi guys, I'm Isha Kapoor and welcome back to another video by Fossbytes.com. Today I'm here to talk about those smartphone sensors that really stand out when it comes to performing remarkable functions. I'm also going to talk about the latest 3D camera sensor that is expected to hit the smartphone somewhere in 2019. So stay tuned and let's get started. Now, I know that we've had smartphones with touchscreens for over a decade now. But come on guys, we cannot really talk about smartphone sensors without talking about touchscreen sensors. So what really does go behind that screen? Most smartphones nowadays work on a capacitive touchscreen. This screen has layers of glass which has electric current going through it. So whenever you touch the screen, it causes a change in the electric signals. And this is exactly how the device figures out where you have placed your finger. Capacitive screens also have the ability of recording multiple touches, which is the reason why we can use features like multi-touch gestures. Moving on to yet another important and widely used smartphone sensor, the fingerprint sensor. Now it is mostly used for unlocking the phone and in payment apps, but it can also be used to control the phone. For example, you can pull down the notification bar just like this. Smartphones use capacitive sensors here as well, which means the fingerprint sensors work in kinda the same way as the touchscreen sensors. Basically, these sensors can even detect the ridges or the lines that we have on our fingertips which cause the change in the capacitance. Eventually, the sensor creates a map of the fingertip. The latest upgrade to this technology has been the in-display fingerprint scanner, just like the one in OnePlus 60. It uses optical sensors to carry out the task. The screen lights up whenever you touch it, and then using the light, the sensor records all the information. The next one is the latest sensor that I spoke about in the beginning, the 3D camera sensor. Now, the concept of 3D imaging has been around for quite some time, but we haven't seen it in the smartphones as yet. Sony is expected to introduce 3D camera sensors for smartphones, and these sensors are supposed to be based on the concept of time of flight. So, what exactly is time of flight? The basic idea is that of distance mapping. Okay, let me explain this with an example. Let's say we had to take a picture of Adi. These 3D sensors will then measure the time the light signal takes to reach his nose, his head, and everything else in the frame. This will give the required 3D depth to the picture. Now, whenever these sensors do come out, they will surely bring about a big upgrade in facial recognition, app authentication, and photos in general. The next sensor is related to health and fitness and is called the Pulse Oximeter. As some of you might already know, this sensor is used to measure the oxygen levels in the blood, which is a very important health indicator. To use Pulse Oximeter in a smartphone, you first need to have a relevant app, obviously. Then, you need to place your finger in front of the flashlight. The sensor then analyzes how the light gets absorbed in the finger, and once that data is collected, the app will be able to give you the oxygen levels in the blood. This has nowadays also become a workaround for monitoring heart rate. The procedure is the same, and so there are many apps which will tell you the heart rate as well as the blood oxygen levels. Next on the list is Pedometer, and this is getting really popular because it's a sensor which counts the number of steps taken by a person. So people are using it when they are walking, running, jogging, and doing all other sorts of physical exercises. The basic idea behind this is that when we take a step, we first tilt our body slightly to one side and then get back to the normal position. So the sensor's job is to note how many times this pattern occurs. Smartphones make use of the already present accelerometer for this, and they electronically capture the change in force whenever we lift our leg for a step. After recording the step and assuming that every step is of the same length, your smartphone can also tell you the total distance covered. Most smartphones nowadays have apps inbuilt in them to provide this data to you, but if that's not the case, then there are many other apps for both Android and iPhone. Let's end this video with a sensor that did not get very popular but is still worth a mention. Geiger counter is a sensor that is used to measure the radioactivity radiation levels in a particular area. This was introduced in just one device, the Sharp Pantone 5, and was released only in Japan. Now, considering the situation of Japan, this was a very smart usage of a sensor, and I wonder why it was dropped. Alright guys, that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching it. Do let us know in the comments how many of these sensors you already knew of, and don't cheat. Okay, the rest of it is the drill. Do like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon. We are really looking forward to creating some awesome content for you in the future, and we would love your support for it. Anyway, I'll see you all again soon. Till then, don't forget to keep smiling. Okay, bye.